Hello, hello. So we're back and we're doing the interesting content. So I tried the key yesterday and I really like the key. I think the key is one of the better starting trinkets. Well, I mean the grabber is just broken, right? That we know. And the key I think is better than the brass cog, although I do absolutely love the cog. The cog is good for us in terms of making our mid game a bit better, right? So mid game in terms of the stage of each individual match. So at the start of every encounter, this is a bit more damage for us to project somewhere, which in the first 4 floors is quite valuable to kill skeleton archers that are threatening to kill us. But in the later game, this just lets us have a 0 cost attack, which is quite valuable because it doesn't get affected by the magic bullshit, the skull spook, that we can exhaust anytime we want. So a 0 cost exhaust, which we will always be able to play for free. This is really good. So really this is this may actually be if you think about it, right? You compare this with the key. This is always gives you the ability to reduce the cost of one card by 1 mana savings basically per fight, and so is the key. So maybe the brass cog is still better, but right now I'm looking at the key, and the key has been working out quite well for us. But yeah, let's just keep going with the key. Let's keep experimenting with it. I do like it. I like that it gives me consistency on turn 1. So let's go with that. This is our first high torment run with anemic. So we've got a bunch of modifiers, but so far I've been avoiding a couple of them. I've been avoiding pacifist, I've been avoiding anemic, and I stopped taking the one that lets you only pick one option, one shop option per floor. So I think that's the next one we're going for. So we're going to Torment 28, we're going to replace anemic with that one and see how that goes. So I'm actually wondering which of these runs is going to be more difficult. So we got some pretty bad options here for our first match. I don't think the upgrade is ever going to be useful to us. I can go sharp to rogue tactics, but I think I want to save my upgrade for later in the game, because if I land on a buckler upgrade, I'm pretty fucked. So the odds are good for us. It's what, 5 out of 8 odds to get a positive outcome, which is getting a rogue tactics out of an arrow or get an enshafla. But even the enshafla isn't that fantastic for us. So I think I'm gonna go for the zombies because they're the easier combat and try to spend my 1 gold on one of the secondary options. Right, try to spend my 1 gold on the secret shops that we don't get to choose on floor 1. This is a bit of a tragedy. We get a precision bomb, but we'll probably be fine actually. We're gonna block and you're not gonna shoot because you don't want to take poison damage, and we're bleeding, so we want the block to stop the bleeding. And we'll hope we draw an AoE bomb. We get an AoE bomb generated, which we do. But the freaking Ignite is the last card in our deck, which is yet again quite tragic. So that zombie is coming back in melee, and we'll buckler, we'll flashbang bomb melee. We do take 5 this fight, which is unfortunate. I particularly chose this fight because it was easier on average, but the Ignite RNG can always fuck us, right, which it did. But taking only 5, that's kind of okay. So we're gonna go for the student. These other 2 buddies are not that great. The student at least has a Comet Rune, he has some Magic Bolts. His deck right now is pretty bad, but he scales alright into the late game. So we'll just take him. This is some good options. I do like Adapt. This is a really good card to see on these shop screens. Adapt is free. We can always cast it except against Skull Spook. This is always going to be an upside. We know the last boss is the Cook actually, so we can go, if we can get some sort of like heavy cycle, heavy like infinite style deck, that will always work against the Cook basically. To clear all his minions and then he's alone and then he's not a threat. So we go for the Adapt. This is a good first, decent I would say first option. So we can get a Torn Button which gives us a max HP. We can go for like full max HP here basically, which is fine. We can heal for free, so which we will do. So let's go Exercise, let's go Button, and let's heal all our HP. So now we're actually quite tanky, we're really healthy at this point. Right, we're 36 from 25, that's we're really chunky. And I think that's an okay outcome for us. But we would still like to rely more on, if we could get it, we would like to see a Cleric companion to help us. So right now we can go for a card removal or we can go for a card swap. I'm actually a bit inclined to go for the swap instead. Both of these fights are equally weak. These poisonous mobs are always the weaker enemies. The skeleton warriors I am a bit afraid of because they are very tanky. The skeleton warriors go to, with our torment modifier, they go to 8 HP. And the skeleton archers go to 6 HP and they deal a lot of damage. And the skeleton archers usually, so this is a rule of thumb by the way if you're ever playing this game, mobs tend to spawn in range no matter what. So if they're ranged, they tend to spawn in range, and if they're melee, they tend to spawn in melee range. So for that reason, melee mobs are almost always the weaker enemies you will face. And these are both melee, and these are both quite squishy melee mobs. Like these balls have 5 HP, they die to all our bombs, and so do these zombies. But now we're just evaluating the rewards, right? And having an option for a card swap is quite good. However, also, we can use a companion swap here to go from lab to treasure. But I actually quite like both of these options about equally, to be completely honest. And we see that on this left companion side, we see a bunch of treasure options. And you know, at least on floor 6, we will want to always take the treasure. Next floor, we would like a swap in case we land on the library. We would like the cards instead. So I can see a number of places. Right here, there's a good place to swap. Right here, there's a good place to swap. So I think since this is an okay shop option, we can just keep this these ruins. Although maybe we would replace the Eternal Student eventually, we will see at least some of these shops in the like floors 5, 6, 7 with this companion. So with this combination of shops, we can go for the 50-50. And if we land on that, we can have a chance to get the remove 3, the exorcism, right? We do, however, see that on floor 4 we have a boss plus a sage, which will allow us to use the remove 2 cards for 3 gold option. So that may change my decision, but even so, we can do 2 cost remove 1 plus some other options. So on floor 4 we'll see also a treasure. So you know that on floor 4 we can use the 3 gold to take to look at a rare artifact for 3 gold. So given those factors, I think I'm gonna go with this fight over the alternative. So our Eternal Student is very squishy. So we do have an incentive to try to protect him. We are taking 8 and we see a Buster Bomb here. Our student will probably like to shield to reduce some of this damage. We can play... We cannot play our whole hand, but that's almost fine actually. So what does the board look like next turn? Let's think about it. We will be... Did we remove a card yet? No, so we have 5, we're drawing 4, we're shuffling 1, so we are not yet guaranteed to draw into our Ignite with this deck configuration, which is quite annoying to us. But let's assume we do draw it, because we do have... our deck isn't any worse than last fight, right? Which it's always the last draw. If the last draw is an Ignite, we don't get it, because we can get our Adapt if we don't get the Ignite. So where are we placing this Buster Bomb? There are 2 viable options I think of, right? It's either left or right, because I don't want to put this in range most likely. Range is an option, but I don't think we're gonna go for that. So I think it's probably this. There are odds that we do get a Flashbang Bomb or a Shockwave Bomb, so that's a 40%. But 60% odds are we get a worthless Precision Bomb, or we get the same as this, or worse. I mean, there's no blocking in this fight, so the block portion of the Buster Bomb is irrelevant, so this is the same as a Bouncy Bomb, essentially. So in this left quadrant on our main side, we see there will be 3 mobs we can kill immediately, plus the Skeleton Warrior that we will chip down right now with these Sharp Arrows to 6. I mean, we could do that. And then on the right side there will be only 2 zombie corpses. Next turn we will see a kick, so next turn we could probably save our Eternal Student some damage by kicking one of these zombies, and then possibly trying to focus down the other one and killing it. And then we'll see what else we're doing next turn. So I do like this line of play. So we Buster left and we chip this guy down with some arrows. We cast our Ethereal Shield to reduce some of the chip damage we're taking, and then we're ending turn. We take 5 on our main character, but I think that's quite alright, to be honest. Okay, so we don't draw our Ignite, but we do draw our Adapt. We see a Kick and an Ignite in our deck, so we're guaranteed to have the Ignite at this point. So let's go, and we get our Kick and our Ignite. That's actually like the best possible sequence of draws, actually. And I do like doing that before the Shockwave Bomb, because the Adapt cannot draw us 2 Ignites in any scenario. So we're taking 23 here, so we kind of have to blow this side up right now. And then how are we dealing with our Eternal Student side? We're gonna Lightning. They just buffed this card, by the way. This used to be 4 damage, so this is really helping me right now, this Volcanic Lightning buff, because I get to one-shot this zombie corpse. That's actually a massive deal for us. Let's think about what else we're doing though. So let's say we kill this corpse and we kick this other one. What else are we doing for turn? So my rogue would like to buckler period. Our student can Ethereal Shield to reduce some bleeding damage, but he would only reduce 1 on himself. This Shockwave Bomb can kill that 6/7. So if we kick this corpse and he chooses to move back in, it's going to be either bomb left to kill the 6/7 and the 4/6, or bomb right to kill a 4/6 and a 4/6. So I think we always do this to see what happens, like what the zombies want to do. That zombie is waiting, so since we're killing this zombie, we're always gonna bomb left here. Will the Sharp Arrow ever be relevant to us? I don't think I want to Sharp Arrow here, no. It's 2 cost. If it was 1 cost, maybe I would Buckler and Sharp Arrow and take some poison damage to maybe try to end the fight with these zombie corpses, but that will never be a good option for us, I don't think. So we see a boulder, shield to reduce chip damage from the bleeding, and then boulder away. And that's it for this turn. So we're guaranteed to clear our left side here, which is quite nice for us. We see here an unstoppable force plus comet rune. Can this target all of these zombies? It cannot. That's quite annoying for us. So let's see. We always have to ignite our side, right? Do we always have to ignite our side? We have no sharp arrow. If we... Yeah, there was a line where... a universe where this could have worked, but not this one. So we're igniting this. We're shockwaving here and here. And we're bucklering up. You are exhausting this stupor. And are we forcing plus comet runing? We could draw a kick, we could draw 2 ignites. So I think by killing only one zombie, we increase our chance to take less damage on the student. So, but I guess it's only 1 extra damage, so I don't think the risk is worth it in truth. So we're gonna force and comet rune, and we take 1 extra chip damage, 2 extra from the poison, but that can save us health on our main character. And we see here that we would have drawn some damage save, but let's not play with fire. Let's see, please be a cleric. And we do see a cleric. That is exceptional. This will help us keep our eternal student alive, actually, and ourselves alive, really. So this is a nice, interesting shop. We see a bouncy bomb and we see a sick and tired arrow. The sick and tired arrow by itself we don't care that much about. However, the piercing arrow is really good. But in this mode, in Torment 27, I don't think we can rely on upgrades. So I'm actually quite tempted to take this bouncy bomb. We could also take the damage, the 5, which is what I would like to do, in fact, because we do have a cleric. So with the cleric, our game plan changes from preserve health to get to low HP and stay at low HP and just farm goldfish HP with the cleric's help. So we can skip this bomb if we want, but I do like having 1 bomb main deck. It really helps get the train rolling a lot faster, and then just to put more ignites in my deck, right, early on. So this, I think, is going to help our early game tremendously. So I will I take it actually? So maybe I'm overestimating this card a bit, actually, because now we have anemic on our main guy as well. And if we are anemic, this actually is quite weak, right? Bombs have gotten a lot weaker for us right now. This is good at killing skeletons, but what else is this good against? At this point, I think the bombs we really want are just the stun ones, right? Because one-shotting mobs is kind of off the table for us. Do I want a sick and tired arrow then? Deal 5 for 1. Pad our deck 1 card. I actually think I'm gonna skip these. Like, the bouncy bomb is okay just to put ignites in, but I also don't want a useless bomb, right? Yeah, I don't want useless cards in my deck, right? I mean, it's not useless, it puts an ignite in, but it's not good enough for me. So here we can just take a regular removal, or we can gamble, and I would like to gamble. And we do win the gamble. So we get to remove 2, which is very valuable for us. We could have gotten an eyeball, which is pretty good, actually. Maybe eyeball here was 5-head, right? Because we can just defend our other 2 companions and let our main die over and over, and our cleric will heal our main character back up at the beginning of each fight. That would have actually been quite a funny strategy. Maybe that was the play, actually. Like, I can certainly see a world where that is the correct play. But removing 2 here is also quite huge for us. Because we're playing a bomb deck, and bomb decks like to draw into their ignites and redraw their good bombs. And so removing some arrows here is tremendously beneficial for us. So there we go. Now we see, so the ruins are a lot less valuable to us. We talked about this option as well. We talked about this swap here, and we would like to swap to get new cards instead of the library, because the library is mostly it's not raw value, right? It's not really strong options. So we would like to, also the warriors are stronger than the zombie corpses, so this is a swap here. This is an upgrade on this side, but this upgrade is not, this swap is not worth it, because this is weaker enemies, and the skeletons are also much stronger, but the new cards aren't that much stronger either, you know, like the cards option. So we removed some cards already from our deck, and so the upgrade is less bad, right? We can get either a Finesse potentially or a Rallying Cry, which are okay cards. Finesse is an okay card, especially with a Cleric, because the Cleric can... we can either Finesse to help our Cleric draw into his card draw, or we can card draw from our Cleric to help us draw into our Finesse and have more mana after casting our Finesse. So Finesse is quite a good card for us overall. And we will go... we already exhausted the gain 1 gold for value option in the ruins. This could still give us the lose max HP for relic option, which is quite good in general, but we can also go for the new artifacts. We can go 1 cost for a random or 1 gold for a scoop, which the scoop can give us a bottle of miasma perhaps, which would be greatly beneficial to us. So our Eternal Student will get overhealed by a few points of HP here, but that's okay. So very nice, we see a Shockwave Bomb. Do we want to draw first or last? Okay, so who's getting pummeled here? What's happening? We have a deal 6 available to us, which is good. Our character can only go up to 10 armor. So this is where the Cleric comes in handy, right? Because in this scenario, so next turn we're drawing 4 cards, right? Would we like to bomb, to blow up the bomb this turn or next turn? Actually, next turn seems a lot more valuable to us in terms of clearing out our side. We could also try to bomb up here, deny damage on ourselves. We're taking 18, that puts us, this counts the bleeding damage as well, so this is 5 per mob plus 3 from the bleed. So we would like to take 15, because the 15 will put us at 10, and then we get healed back to 15 for free from the Cleric. Same for the student. So right now our goal is to not get one shot. As long as we don't get one shot here, we're fine, right? Yeah. Okay, so since that is our game plan that we identified, I will adapt first. So we see our kick is still in. Okay, so we're committed to taking some damage here. Does our Cleric have a link? He does. So we have some card draw available to us. We have, let's see, So we drew a Grimoire as well. We can attempt to Grimoire into something better. So I think I will try that. We do see our Link. So we'll probably cast that, actually. Not for the mana, but for the card draw. Because I would like to see that kick, potentially. Do we care, actually? So this is taking 13. So if we block for 3, that is actually quite optimal, right? So we can just try to cast this Simulacrum, and we'll reduce... Every character will take 1 more damage than we would like them to, but that's fine. So we'll block for 2, and then we will Link first. We like to keep our Ignite in our deck, I believe. We get a kick. If we kick this headless zombie, what does that achieve for us? You are in that quadrant. So there will be 4 pigs here. So we have to try to start clearing one of these sides manually, actually. Is what I'm realizing. The Link is exhausted, right? No, it's not actually. The Link doesn't have exhaust, it has burnout. So let's start counting. What's the biggest threat here? Maybe I should not have linked there. Save the kick. Since we are already established we want to take damage, I should have kept the kick in my deck to guarantee it drawing it next turn. Because now we can still draw the kick next turn with all right odds with the adapt, but it's a bit worse. For us. So let's see. Next turn there will be in our section 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mobs, with 2 of them being 8 HP. So the Shockwave Bomb helps against the 8 HP, no matter what. In the Clerics section, there will be 1, 2, 3, 4. And in the Mages section, Student section, there will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. With all of them being 6 or this Unkillable Templar. So our section will have the most mobs next turn, and the Shockwave Bomb helps against those types of mobs. So we would like to Shockwave Bomb our section, actually. Given that, I think the kick should go. So if we let our student take damage here, he takes 11, goes to 9, gets healed by... I don't know who gets healed first, but let's say 5. So he gets healed 5, he goes to 14. He goes to 14, so if we kick this guy, this zombie, where is he? He takes, instead of 13, he takes 8. It's minus 8... minus 6, he's also at 14. So this is actually irrelevant, kicking those zombies. So I'm actually thinking about kicking... Let's look at ourselves, right? So this is, let's say, minus 16, we can go to minus 11, we would be at 14. So it doesn't help, actually, kicking any of these mobs. Do we want to kill anything? We have a Volcanic Lightning, which I probably would like to cast. So let's say, kick plus lightning. What would this do? This would help preserve our Eternal Student at 19 HP. Next question. Next turn, how are we dealing with these flying wild hogs in our next turn? Because we are clumsy. So we'll draw an Ignite, a Buckler, and then 2 more cards from these 7 that we have. And those cards can be... So instead of 7, let's call that 6, because one of them is an Adapt, and the Adapt is a cantrip. So 2 out of 6. We would like to draw... We could redraw the Shockwave Bomb. And we will have 6, 7. We will have quite a thick draw pile. So I don't think we should rely on having a bomb available to us next turn. We're going to hope to redraw our kick. So potentially our Eternal Student will have to face tank this Templar's damage next turn. Because we will blow up our side and we will be safe no matter what. So we will focus all of our students' damage on, if we don't have a bomb to clear this zone, we'll focus all our damage on these hogs, because they are 5 HP, they are quite killable. And he still has, our student, he has a Comet Rune in his deck and has some bolts in his deck. And he has a 13 card deck. We drew him 1 this turn. He will have 1 more curse in there. So that is 14 card deck. He drew 4, he drew 5 this turn. So it's 50-50, more or less, to draw the Comet Rune, let's say. The Fractal Whip won't be in there, the Erudition won't be in there. We could draw Unstoppable Force plus Comet Rune. That is a chance. But I mean, he will either draw damage or not. He could also draw a bunch of magic bolts. What can our Cleric do? The Cleric Grimoire this turn, so we've seen he Grimoired and he linked. What does the link do again? Other heroes. So what is in our Cleric's hand right now? We are likely to see from our Cleric, we cast the Simulacrum this turn. So he will not draw a Simulacrum again, but he will draw an Erudition. And he will potentially draw 2 Ethereal Shields and a Delusion. I think that's basically what he's drawing, right? Erudition and 2 Ethereal Shields. So the Cleric, what the Cleric is doing next turn is probably blocking us for 4 total. And he will be threatened with 1, 2, 3. He will be threatened with 23 damage. So he will be at 10. No matter what, because he's healing our other 2 dudes this turn. And he's going to heal at least one of them, for sure. So he's going to be at 10. So he's going to be at 10, threatened by 23 damage. Potentially, the boars could wait. So let's say he's threatened only by 18 damage instead. We block 4. He doesn't have his rocks yet. The gain 5 block at the end of turn. So it's let's say 18. We kill 1. We block 4. That's minus 14. So we have to kill one of these boars. Right? No matter what. If our Eternal Student dies, is that fine? That's quite fine, actually. So I think I want to Lightning. Maybe Lightning this Flying Wild Hog, actually. Because if I kick him, whenever mobs are moved, they have a chance for their intent to swap. Also, what another thing we could do is we could double. Okay, we also have some damage on our main character, so we could double Sharp Arrow one of these hogs. So let's actually start with that. Let's do that. We're taking a risk here with this Magic Bolt because this would give us the curse that makes things attacks more expensive, but I think this is, considering our previous game plan, quite an okay risk. So we don't see that actually. So here we are going to Buckler, back up. We can cast both because this one is has been brain fogged up, sadly, but we're still fine. So we removed one of the things threatening to kill our Cleric next round. So I feel quite safe that our Cleric is safe next round. So in this context, I think I will Lightning I will go for the previous plan, right, with the kick plus the lightning, and save some HP on our student. So our student gets to be at 19 instead of 14. And we know we are going to be at... we take 16, we're going to 9, and we're being healed for either 6 or 7. So we're either at 15 or 16. Let's see if this rounds up or down. So let's see. If we're at 16, it rounds down. If we're at no, if we're at 15, it rounds down. If we're at 16, it rounds up. Right? Yeah. So we're 9, get healed for 6 or 7. So we're 15 or 16. Okay, 15 is down, 16 is up. Never mind, it's already 6 because that guy takes 1 damage. Okay, so we talked about this, right? Okay. So, first things first. Let's fish for a second ignite. So that implies... if we are to bomb something, the thing we would like to bomb is the following. Okay, we have a comet force plus comet rune combo here. So let's keep that in mind. Given that, we would like to stun these guys. The precision bomb we will cast purely in order to shuffle a second ignite in our deck. And we will want to put it in the least valuable place that it can be, because we don't really want to use it for value ever, right? So we're going to put it there in case we want to kill that 4/6 zombie corpse. And with this setup we can adapt. And we do not draw another ignite, which is a bit sad. So our comet rune can target these 4 mobs, which will basically make our cleric be safe. We are safe, right? Because, okay, so let's get this out of the way. We're bombing this, right? Because we're dead no matter what otherwise, right? There's 2 4/8 attacking, we cannot even AoE them down. Given that, will we be able to save our student then? What's our student taking? Our student is down 25, he's at 19. He can AoE this down and he takes 4 from doing this, but really he's minusing 1 damage. So maybe actually we can go like this. Or like this. So if we go like this, he's taking 4. So this way our cleric is taking 5. Because we are removing, he's taking 8. We are removing 10 damage from our cleric's side of the board. But the cleric will heal himself back to 10, always. And we are removing 10 damage from our student. So if we do this, both our cleric and our student are alive, and that's all we care about, right? So that's what we're going to do. So let's ignite first. Get rid of all of this business. We're going to buckler up because we don't want to take the chip. We're not trying to goldfish abuse right now. And we'll force plus target all of these guys, right? We could get that extra zombie as well, maybe? We could, actually, yeah. So let's say we block first. We could remove, I mean, it doesn't matter the order. What HP number would we like to be at? So if we do this play, right, what happens? We still take damage on our student still goes down, right? But I think this is better still. We take 5. We take 5 plus 10. 5 plus 10 is 15. We block 3. So we're still in range to get healed. So we'll do this. Okay, no poison. So we'll just cast this Stupor. And then we Erudition, Shield, Exhaust Delusion. And we're fine. Okay. So here we are still safe, right? This is never dangerous to us. So this is getting ignited always, I believe. Yeah, we can never die here. This accounts for bleeding damage. Our main will always get healed eventually. So we start with this. We cycle 1. We see a poison. Let's not use our mana yet. We can have 2 ignites in our deck. So whose damage would you like to remove more adamantly? I think it's this damage here we would like to remove. And then we can shield and link. And we do see another ignite, right? Then we can exhaust this, cast another shield, amnesia, delusion. Would we like to take less damage so we can go from... It doesn't matter really. We can do this. We're -6. We can be -4. We don't want to be -4. This is the perfect amount of damage that we would like to take right now. We will have an ignite, so we'll be able to kill these 2 balls next turn. So let's do that. Okay. So here we see the magic of the cleric, right? The cleric. So here we kill these guys and we put a bomb here in order to set up the kill on that guy. And we would like to take this damage, right? Yeah. We would like to take this damage right now. I think. No, it doesn't work because our cleric doesn't have his block trinket yet, which is quite unfortunate. But it's fine. We can we don't get punished. New companion. Are we more interested in any of these people than our student? So the trickster does have bombs, which we kind of enjoy, but she's not that great for us right now. The student is fine. These cards we don't have to feel an obligation to take because our cleric will always heal us back up to where we were with his goldfish at the beginning of next fight. So the damage is irrelevant. So we can skip, which we would like to do. Okay, we have 1 bomb, 1 gold. We can get a chain shirt here, but we would have to trade a very good card for another very good card and also pay 1 gold for this trade. And I think the marginal benefit here is not that worth it. So I will take a random, which is a bottle of miasma, which we talked about. I would have liked it from I would have expected it from the scoop. But getting it from here is also fine. It's less good at this stage of the game than like last floor, but still fine. Okay, and here we would like to see the 3-cost artifact, right? Paying the big bucks. Okay, our student just gained 10 HP. So this is what I talked about this in the past, right? That the student has ridiculous HP scaling. He starts off at very, very low HP but he scales quite fast into the late game. So he has his sleeve now as well, so our student is really kind of scaled at this point. And so is our cleric, right? Our cleric just gained his equilibrium, so he's no longer completely useless. Okay. In terms of damage, we're not that worried here, but there is stuff to be afraid of. So we have our equilibrium, we have a bunch of stuff available, a bunch of options available to us. So you are in melee, and you are in our rogues quadrant. So the most scary quadrant right now is our cleric's far section, which features a bunch of zombies and 2 magic mobs, 2 skeleton panzer. We are less afraid of melee mobs by virtue of having a kick in our deck, which we will cycle our deck a bit this turn, so we are likely to draw it quite reasonably likely to redraw this kick next turn. So let's think about the things that can kill us, right? On the list of things that are dangerous to us right now is getting double attacked by these 2 skeleton mancers next turn. Also is getting attacked by this whopper ever. So we would like to live in a universe where this kick always makes it back to our hand next turn. So let's think about that, right? Let's keep that in mind. Given that these 2 skeleton mancers are the thing that kills us next turn, I think that we don't want to blow them up right now, right? Our Eternal Student can afford to take this hit and just get healed back up by the Cleric. The Cleric has his tilted cairn now, so he's no longer in danger, I believe. Jeez. Okay, so the way I'm envisioning this turn, right, is we will be casting 1 Ethereal Shield somewhere. We will be casting this Comet Rune. We could. So, also, there's a minus. All the mobs are taking 1 damage, right? These guys get buffed, we know, after they attack. Alright, so they smack and then they get buffed, because damage prediction is always accurate. Therefore, this will be a 6-7 and a 6-5 next turn. And this will be at... So our Eternal Student is liable to get absolutely smacked next turn. We have no freezes, and we have no targeted stuns, right, for that Skeleton Mancer. We know that next turn, there will still be 4 targets in range here. And we will have another bomb, right? And 4 out of the 5 bombs will give us the ability to clear out this skeleton warrior and this zombie corpse, I believe. Yes. Okay. So, given the things we discussed so far, I would like my cleric to draw into his grimoire, and I would like to cast the grimoire, because that could potentially... So he drew 4 this turn, he's a 12 card deck. So we will draw 4 plus 3, that's 7, plus Equilibrium, that's 9. And then he's drawing 4 again, so that's 13. So we will have drawn through our entire deck, plus draw one extra card. And that one extra card can either be the Equilibrium or the Grimoire. And we can exhaust some cards from our deck this turn. We have no zero cost cards in our deck at the moment. So let's start with this. I think we don't want to blow up a bomb this turn, we want to do it next turn. Okay. We still have our kick. We're fine with our student taking this damage, right? That's okay by us. So what we would like is to deny this Templar's armor up. So we're going to kick him out. And he will like to buff. That's fine. This Comet rune is enticing, right? So we can go hit all of these guys. And then we can try to scroll and kill this zombie. Are we into killing the zombie? Yes, because we're not bombing the zombie next turn, right? And he'll have to die somehow. So next turn we will have to deal with this side, this range side of our cleric, and with these two guys, and with the Whopper, and with the Skeleton Mancer. The only way the Whopper is dealt with is with a kick, right? So right now we're in a cycle our deck as hard as we can to find our kickback, right? So this adapt always gets casted, and we don't want the flashbang this turn, right? So we'll go like this. Rune. Where else will the scroll go? No, we rune. We rune. We take one. We would like to take one on our main as well. Maybe we would have liked to take two even. We can scroll these guys. And then we would like to block for one exactly, so we get healed by the Relic's Trinket. And this is one exhaust, so let's do it like this. Let's Magic Marker. That's a good target for it to land on. We're using one of these. We're swelling. How many cards are in our student's deck? Not that many. He'll have a Hellfire rune. And this deals 3. He'll also have a Lightning. He'll have a Whip. So Whip is 12. We still can't kill that really. 9. Yeah, there's no combination of cards that lets us kill that. But anyways, we'll still play this Flux rather, and we can AoE these two guys in melee and hope that Skeleton Mancer in range doesn't attack. And if he does, we can take one hit, right? That's fine. Okay. Here we adapt. We place our Flashbang Bomb over here. And then since we know we're dealing 6 AoE, we're gonna want to... We can chip this guy for 1 and he'll be at 6 for next turn, where we can kill him with our double Comet rune or Hellfire rune. This guy will be stunned and he is marked as well. So we're going to DPS him, not next turn, but the turn after, because this bomb always gets detonated, right? Almost always. We could have also bombed our melee range as insurance against this Whopper. I mean, if he does a regular attack, we're not dead, right? It's only a charged attack that one-shots us. But anyway, let's put our thing here. Not blocking puts us at higher HP next turn, so we're not gonna block. And our other guys are done. Okay, so that's a regular attack. We don't see our kick. We can block out of range of that, right? We're taking 21. Actually, no, we can't really. But we see another flashbang bomb. So let's start with a Grimoire here. Okay. We're taking 16. So that means it's this guy. So I think the plan here is to just let our guy die, right? We can do 12. Okay, I think I see the play. We're gonna let our Eternal Student die. I think our Eternal Student is not that important to our major game plan. And we'll just two-man with the Cleric and our main character. So we can do Scroll of Thorns, Sharp Arrow, Fractal Whip, Flashbang Bomb our melee, and ignite it. And then next turn, we'll have our kick most likely, and we can go from there. Okay. So we are Fractal for 12. We scroll all of these guys. We arrow, saving our cleric's life. Then we might as well Hellfire Rune, right? And the Hellfire Rune cares about hitting the skeleton more than the 6/6. The skeleton will get killed by this, right? Yeah. Okay, well, whatever. Cast this. And then we're flashbang here. And ignite it. Where do we bouncy? I don't think the bouncy is that relevant, but we can bouncy here, I guess, right? Yeah. And then we don't care that much with Simulacrum, do we? No. Let's just exhaust some of these. That's going to give us more outs than not doing that. Okay, so we do have our kick. We see in there another ignite, but we don't want that ignite, right? Do we? I guess we'll get it anyways. So where is the damage coming from, really? So I think we'll Shockwave Bomb this guy for damage, right? Huh. How do we resolve this? Should have bombed this place, actually. That was our out. I think now we're fucked, right? Always. Because this is never damage, that's our last card draw. We have to keep our main alive. Our cleric can draw nothing useful, right? So that's it for this run, right? We're retiring. That looked like it started out well, but it didn't go where we wanted it to. So we go again. Floor 1, we always pick card removal over upgrade, because removals are better upgrades. Okay, we get our bouncy bomb, and we enter. And we get our ignite, so this is a joyous start to the run. Companion. We see a Frostmancer, that is good for us. We can have a persevere, or we can have a teamwork. The teamwork is very tempting to me. Having some form of card draw is actually really nice, like for our teammates. The give 5 block is also quite nice, but we don't have those effects, right? Shaky hands, tired or weak. The weak we can always get by killing ghosts, I guess. But no, I like teamwork. Teamwork is a good card. Sharp arrow for loaded die. Yeah, I don't want a loaded die in my deck, so I'm just gonna remove the arrow. Plain and simple. Okay, we're picking treasure. You could go, I mean, we already used the 1 cost removal, so I might just use a swap here. We're facing skeleton archers on our side, which is quite dangerous for us, but I think we can cope. Do we want to go boars rather than zombies? I don't think so. I think the boars we can... What's our deck? Rune of Ice? I mean, it's an okay exchange. We can get a better card, potentially.
I can do 1 damage long range.